Alright guys, good morning. It's currently about 6 a.m. right now in the morning, and I really didn't want to start this video, to be quite honest. So this is the 4-day ramp up to starting up my YouTube channel. The reality is that there's so many people every single day dealing with the fear of failure. And it's not about really failing, it's about being scared to begin, being scared to even get started before you even fail. For over 1.5 years now, this has been holding me back from creating this YouTube channel. With New Year's resolutions coming up, a lot of people are going to go through this exact problem. People are going to say, I want to start a gym membership, but then they're going to say, well, I probably won't be able to go every single day. You'll make excuses for how you don't have time or the energy, but really all you needed to do was start imperfectly. So let me break it down for you. Day 1 is going to be all about figuring out why I'm actually doing this and what does it mean to have a personal brand. Once I figure that out, day 2 is going to be more of a fun day where I'm going to work on the branding, try to get it done as quick as possible, and then day 3 is going to be finalizing the branding, hopefully creating the channel by that point, and then day 4 is going to be all about creating a long-term content strategy so that we have something that aligns with the brand overall, but provides flexibility so that we actually end up making some videos that actually consistently get pushed out. What really matters is just showing up and learning from our mistakes. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I just came back home. It is really cold. I took the bus on the way back, so it was really cold. I'm not gonna lie guys, today was pretty stressful actually at work. I had a lot of stuff to do, and a lot of things just kept going wrong no matter how much I tried, and so it was not a good day. I have about, an hour-ish to kind of relax, eat my dinner, and then we'll get right to work. I do have to be honest with you guys, I really did not want to start working tonight. I feel like a lot of this excitement really died out on Tuesday when I really just failed immediately. Felt like Monday was great, Tuesday the second things went wrong, I just really gave up on it. And so when it comes to today, it feels like I'm trying to force myself through this kind of failure barrier. I think what's really important is clarifying the goals for the channel. So one of the reasons why I chose SMART and this method is because it really forces you to kind of rethink what it is you're doing and kind of gives your goals structure in a way. So like for example, you have to be specific, right? Well, specifically what I can say is that I want to grow my YouTube channel, and I want to focus on holistic wellness. And then next one is measurable. To me, measuring this kind of sounds like you want to do 1,000 subscribers by the end of let's say a year. It puts a lot of pressure in this, and the thing with YouTube is that generally speaking, you never know how many subscribers you're going to actually end up with. I've never reached 1,000 subscribers before. But then the next one is achievable. Well, what is achievable is that I want to do specifically 2 hours of planning every single day. So from 6 to 8 is going to be my YouTube time. And so that is achievable. And using that, I can go to relevant, which is going to be that this goal is relevant to me because I want to actually, help others, yes, but also document myself, helping myself, because I want to better my own life in just the same ways. All right, so let's talk about what we're gonna do tomorrow. And I think one of the big changes that I wanna make is I wanna kind of practice what I preach here. So our body naturally goes through the circadian rhythm energy graph. And this graph, when simplified, is basically kind of like a little sine wave. I think that throughout each period of the day, we're going to add in something to give us a boost at each period based on what that normal energy cycle would look like. Take, for example, the morning grogginess tomorrow morning. What we need at that moment is a motivation boost. So let's meet in the morning and let's try something out. Whoa, look at that. I woke up around 5 and I spent about an hour, the first hour between 5 and 6, just laying in bed, too tired to get up. Between about 7:30 to 8, I basically prepared myself to get everything ready for the day. Now, what I did was I grabbed my notebook and I recreated something that I did in the past. I call it the wellness calendar. It's like a special calendar where I just grab my circadian rhythm periods on one column, I have my task list in another column, and then another column dedicated to wellness goals. For whatever reason, it's the only way to motivate me to actually think about my wellness in a way that I never would otherwise. So I've got a lot of emails and stuff to go through. There's been a lot happening this week, and frankly, I couldn't be happier to end this week finally. But I've got everything hooked up. Basically, what I do for my setup is when I have this piece of paper, I just can set it on the side. It's always open, which is really nice. I feel like I'm able to fit in all these wellness tasks that I never, ever would have done without it. All right, so quick little update. I just finished my lunch. I'm just about to go back to work, but before I do that, I am going to do what I planned in my journal, which is to do that quick little focus meditation before going back in. And when it comes to these meditations, I'm usually not a big fan, but you can usually find something that kind of brings your mind back a little bit, or, you know, just gets you that energy back to get you through to the end of the day. So I think that I'm going to find something on YouTube or look around and see what I like, and then just do one quickly, maximum maybe 5 minutes, and then just get it over with. This is how I meditate, by going to sleep. So I can't say I really have much of a plan, to be honest. Based on what we talked about yesterday, it seems like going with more simplicity is the way to go. So if I look at my own profiles, generally speaking, it seems like I usually have some kind of avatar, but it doesn't make too much sense for this particular idea right now. Honestly, this is not that bad. I mean, it'll get the job done. Now, usually I used to go for a more purple color, but I think this time around I'm gonna go for a green, kind of like a mint green. Let's see how that looks. I mean, it's okay. This is not bad. I think I want to save this. I think this is a great profile picture for YouTube. I think as it is, this should do well. Okay, So when I think about this right now, honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I would want on a banner. Okay, so here's an alternative. This is a design I've worked with in the past, where I called it, it's kind of like, it was like a signature I was working on. This is approximately what it would look like, and once again, that does not look very good. So I kind of had this idea of using something like this, because this is what, I remember when I started playing Animal Crossing initially, this is kind of what they had, which is pretty cool. So maybe let's just go with this. This is getting really more and more stupid by the second, but you know what, there may be a method to this madness. This looks way worse than I thought it would, but frankly, it's way more creative than what it used to look like, so. Alright, so I think this is a good place to just call it quits on this, because if I keep doing this forever, we can go on all day. This is clearly not very good, but the thing is that since I have something down here, I can think about it now. I've got here, design channel art, done. Develop a consistent visual style, kind of. We got Helvetica and some typewriter fonts in there. It looks, you know, it looks okay. I think we have a visual style of sorts, but it's not very well defined right now. I think that we'll need to definitely think about this in the future. So this is the end of day 2 at this point. So tomorrow, what I want to do is when I wake up, I want to be more mindful about what I'm writing down. One of the little negatives to today, though, I will admit, was I started editing day 1, and I am really not happy with the footage I have, and it really made me want to quit once again. And frankly, that's been kind of what I've been dealing with this entire week. So moving forward to tomorrow, I think I just need to have a more open mindset and a more positive mindset. Time to move on with life and get over this idea of perfection and just over-analyzing everything. All right, it's morning again. The best part about meal prep is that you always know what to eat. The worst part about meal prep is I'm eating the exact same things every single day. All right, good morning, guys. So, today was not a good morning. I had to stay in bed for a little bit longer than I wanted to, so around 7 p.m. instead of my usual 5. So apparently I agreed to go watch a movie today at 12, and there's a birthday party involved after. So basically this entire morning is entirely screwed. So we need to really speed up this morning peak here, kind of use it as much as we can, and I do have a couple thoughts on that. So I think that what we should do is really rethink what we're trying to do here with the branding. And time is something we just don't have right now. So I think the best thing that we can do is just speed it up somehow, finish it up, and by the end of this morning, we should have a YouTube channel up and uploaded, ready to go, ready to start posting content. All right, so looking at where we left off here, we have this kind of really cheesy looking banner image here, which I genuinely just kind of hate. So one thing I was thinking about was just going with, you know, something like this. If we're gonna go for the more holistic angle anyway, we can just say, you know, end-to-end wellness, made easy, but it's so cheesy again. It's like, I don't know, it feels like I'm going nowhere. You know, looking at these right now, I think what's really missing is this kind of, I don't know, it doesn't feel very minimalist necessarily, and doesn't feel very maximalist either. It looks like the worst parts of both worlds. Okay, actually, I feel like we're getting somewhere here. I kind of like where we're going with this. You know what? I like this. Like, it's again, extremely cheesy, extremely stupid, but I actually like this quite a lot. Obviously, this stuff is not mocked up correctly, but this is good. We're off to a good start. This is a great way to end the morning, I think, because this I am okay with. So at this point, we're ready to create the actual channel, I would say. I never knew how embarrassing this would be until I had to actually showcase me making all this. Yeah, so this is pretty good. I feel like, I mean, obviously it's not making use of good space, but it's fine. So my friends are like, I bet you wouldn't do a get ready with me video. Oh, I will. You know what? I will. I needed some content anyway, right? So I'll make a get ready with me video right now. It's time to break new ground. Why not? This is why we're late. Look at us, we're driving, people.
How did you get in my car? Who are you?
You may think I got snowed on. Instead, I got blasted with snowballs. Oh my god.
Yay!
Whoa! Happy birthday to Now you may have noticed that we had a little bit of a time jump here. So what happened was on Saturday in the afternoon, I left to go out with my friends, and then I came back fairly late, which meant that there was no way to do anything else on the YouTube channel. And because I spent so much time working on YouTube or going outside with my friends, that meant that Sunday was jam-packed with stuff, and I was so tired by the end of the day that there was just no way to do anything else. And so this kind of brings me to the main problem that's been really bothering me, and I think that we're really reaching that point where we have to kind of address the elephant in the room here. To put it plainly, my entire schedule was completely thrown aside. It was tough to know that the more I had fun and stayed out, the worse it was going to be for my YouTube project. And one of the things that bothers me is that even if I get this one video out, I may have gotten over that first fear of failure, but how do you commit to that entire thing? I think the fear of commitment, or sometimes rather the fear of not being able to commit, I think that's more important in these cases than the actual fear of failure. I think what I've really learned here is that we really need to think a lot more long term. So now, while I'd love to quit, the reality is that at this point, I've come way too far to just stop it here. So at the very least, this video is going to have to be released. I've already got a channel page. I've already got all the branding and everything associated with it. And now all we need really is some way to keep that dedication going. So my solution for this is gonna be kind of cheesy here, but it's actually this whiteboard here. The reason why I think this whiteboard is so important is because this can represent a very, very tangible way of showcasing what my future looks like in one place that's right next to this is my closet door. My bed is right over there, which means that I see this every single morning. I see this every single day. Every time I change clothes, this is what I'm gonna see. What I'm gonna do is up here, I'm gonna put down a total of 26 videos. So that's basically my stretch goal. So here's the goal. We're gonna fill in each of these by the end of next year. So the way I think the best way to handle this is gonna have to be in a series of colors. For example, pre-production is like scripting, outlining, whatever it is, research for the problem. I'll put one check mark down for video 1. And underneath this, we can fill it out with other things in the future. So I am leaving that open because I think that having a whiteboard in general is pretty useful. So I don't want to take away from that. But at the very least, this has enough that I think it should get me through that fear of commitment area. Because now I'm going to be scared of not being able to commit. And I think for me personally, that would be a fear that motivates me. So I think the final thing to address, since we've done this, which kind of gives us this grounding point to the challenge itself, getting rid of that anxiety of I don't know what to do. So the final piece of the puzzle is actually right here on my iPad. This right here is a massive Q1 note, which contains 8 videos, including these 2 videos for this month. So this video, for example, is going to be released around December 17th, and then the second video is going to be released around December 31st. And then there's 6 more videos planned out for the rest of Q1. This effectively shows me what narrative theme I'm going through. So take, for example, this quarter theme. The quarter is themed around designing your best self. So it's kind of taking together the idea of designing things and combining it with the idea of becoming your best self. I also broke down each of the months into themes. So December 2024, which is right now, is called the Foundations. So the purpose of Foundations is to effectively build myself a foundation so that I'm able to move forward into January without any issues. January 2025 here, it's called Systems. So this is about mastering productivity and tools. And then we have February, where we design your own space. It's about optimizing the environment. And then we have March, which is about refining your lifestyle. So talking about sustaining a balance between work, productivity, and your health. I think we can safely say that I've not only gotten past my fear of failure, I've also gotten past that fear of committing through those bad moments. Right now, as it is, when I'm thinking about the big picture, I don't want to think about 26 videos. I don't want to think about 24 videos. I want to think about, what do I do in the quarter? That's my bird's eye view right now. Now, if you did somehow manage to stick through this entire video, congratulations, because your patience is a lot more than mine. But since you're here, why don't you hit that subscribe button? And if I did help you, make sure you hit that like button. And before you go, I do want a lot of feedback on these videos because I'm willing to iterate on these videos. I want to take what I learned from this video into the next one. This is the start of a journey, and hopefully, assuming that I actually stick to the rest of my challenge, I'll see you guys in the next video.